my beginners, welcome back to another airbrushing for the beginner. Today's video is called Imagine We're Doing John Lennon Caricature. Now, I've never painted a caricature. I really like this style of artwork. I found an image that I wanted to work on today, and it's a John Lennon piece with his peace sign fingers up. This is a bigger portrait, so this one's going to take a little bit longer. There's more textures and things involved in this. We've got some hair to do coming down either side. We've got some intricate bits around the glasses. So we're going to go with a few more grayscale tones. So we've got a value 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, and if I need to mix in it, I've got some pots to darken or lighten as we go along. We've got some shields. I've got the two normal ones I use for portraits, and I've got the Scott McKay pocket Grafx for any intricate pieces, because we've got some bits around these glasses that are a little bit smaller. I've got a black and a white on the side if I need to mix in it. Got some mixing pots. Cleaning products, I've got thinners for blasting through if the brush gets clogged. We've got water, cotton buds, kitchen towel. I've got some other pieces here as well today. I've got Posca paint pens. I've got a black and a white in a 0.7mm, and I've got two white water-based pencils. Now, the reason why I've got the water-based pencils is because the hair that's coming down here, we're going over onto black, and there's some real nice sharp highlights in this hair, so we can use these, and as they're water-based, we can go over with the acrylics and then go back over with the pencils, and you can just get them fine hairlines in. So we're going to use them today. I've also got some wire. This is really handy for doing hair textures because you can spray the actual wires out, lay them on your piece of artwork like that, and you can spray it over and you get them real nice sharp hairline effects. But you'll see that later on in the video. So I'm going to do it the same as yesterday. I will put you on some time lapses, and then I'll talk you through the pieces that we're doing, the way that I'm doing it, and we'll crack on. So I'll see you in the first time lapse. There you go, guys. I'll just give you a little talk through after that time lapse. Now, I started off, I mapped out and went in with an 8, then dropped it straight down to a 7, and then we're down now to a 6. And I first toned the 7 down, just put one drop of black in it and sort of brought it down just a little bit, sort of in between the 6 and 7, then drop down to the 6. But as you can see, we're mapping it out. It's nice because I can still see my outlines, and we can start, if I need to brighten things back up, I can go back up to the 8 or the 7 and just layer them over the top and just bring the highlights out with the lighter shades of grey. But we're working it in, we've got a little bit of the hair in. I've just gone in with dagger strokes, nice and light on the first pass, because this is going to go really dark round here. And I'm going to put a background in as well. Now, I got some tracing paper off camera and I've traced out 3 pieces off the image. I've got the hand traced out and cut out, so I can put the hand piece on there to shield it, and we can drop some background in a bit later on. And I've got 2 sides of the hair to keep this nice and sharp. I can darken these background pieces off later on. We've got the black of the coat to come in round here, so this will really darken this out. I'm going to start dropping some blacks in here next on the bottom of this jawline round here, and then I can balance my tones off just to see how light I am on this skin across from the black. It's hard to see where you are when you've got white here. If I've dropped black here, it'll darken that white out and I can see how light this side is to that side. So you're sort of working from one edge to the other, but we're getting there, slow but sure. I'm using the Sakumi. So far so good. The paint consistency is quite, I had trouble with this yesterday because it's an old paint. I'm having to really fiddle with it, but I've dropped the pressure down on the Sakumi. It's right down. It's saying on the gauge just about 10 psi, so it's really low on this. I need to up it slightly because it's struggling, just trying to get this paint out. It's coming out, but remember to just pull the trigger back a little bit more to get a bit more flow. So that's where we are. I shall stick you in another time lapse. We'll do another chunk and then I'll talk you through that bit. See you in a bit. I'll give you a little talk through on them time lapses. So we started dropping the black in on the coat. Now I did a texture on this coat. It's probably not picking it up from the camera, but it's a very light fluffy type jacket. Now how I did that was I'm basically going in and doing this, just doing loads of passes of dots like that, different sort of sizes, just flicking the trigger, let that dry and then go back over and then doing little squiggles and passes. And you're just creating like a fluffy type texture with like light and darks, and that's how I've got that texture on the jacket. So nice and simple. On the actual screen, all you see is this piece here, is that sort of little fluffy piece that comes out the top. You don't see none of this. I've just added that texture in just to let it sort of blend across instead of that just being jet black. I've got to do the same to this side. I used the hair shield with the wire and just place that against here, and then spray through black, so just to highlight some of these little hairs coming down onto the jacket. We can go in with a pencil and you can just start to flick in some of the hairs coming down like this. And if these are too light, you can just go back over and you can just knock them back with the airbrush and just soften them ones back in if they stand out a little bit too much. Like that. So that's how you'll get your real fine hair strands. If you're wondering how you do it, you can use a white pencil, guys. You've not got to do it all with the airbrush. Or you can hold up 2 pieces of very fine paper cut to the shape, bring them together, and you can spray inside and get a real fine line. Because this is a dark background, we've got lighter hairs coming across, so I can just do the pencil ones coming off here, and the little, like the stray hairs that come out the side of his head here, we can drop them in over the dark background a bit later on. And if they're too bright white, we can just knock them back to the shade of the background and just darken that off. So we've dropped a little bit more darks around the face, just working this in. I'm going to go back in with the 4 and just start toning in the face a little bit more here. Drop the rest of the coat in, do the hair textures, and then we'll be shielding off. I've got the shield for the hand. We can drop that one on there. I've got a shield for this part of the hair. Put that on, can work the background in. Then we can start putting the highlights in, working a lighter, and we'll bring the highlights out with a lighter value and just bring them forward on the face. So quite a simple piece to do. It may look complicated, but it's not. If you just break the image down to the darks, the lights, the little bits of textures we've got in here coming down, can go a little bit dark on these, and then sort of knock your highlights in later on, or put your highlights in along the way. So just to make sure you know where they are. A little bit in there, so just knock that in with a pencil just to mark it. We'll have one on there. But a lot of these are going to go in with a paint pen. The real bright ones later on will go in with a paint pen. So that's where we are. We're on the black at the minute. We've got black in the brush, and I'm going to continue with the jacket this side. Then we'll drop onto the 4, start dropping the darks in the bottom of the neck along here. A few more in the hand now. This is black. We can start doing the darks on this side of the hand. Drop that in. Then we'll bring up to the glasses. We'll start adding the tones into the glasses. Then we can start working in the hair, and we'll be done. So about another hour on this and we'll be finished. So I'll stick in another time lapse. I'll see you in a bit. Right, there you go guys. I hope I caught enough in that time lapse. Didn't really do a break. The DJI tends to overheat and it switches itself off. I kept hearing it click to go off. So I was spinning around, hitting the time lapse again. So you're trying to capture everything for you. So a little talk for, I think I finished off, we were getting the jacket in, dropped the hair in to just drop some passes, some light grey black, and then went in with the pencil and just put some pencil line in. Just make it your own on this. We've got the little fine hairs coming out the side, dropped a bit of background in with some stencils, just cut this out of tracing paper and then just held that up to the hand just so I could go around with the outline. Same with the hair, cut two shapes, one for one side and then one to blank out the other, this side like that, and then just spray a bit of background. So we'll demask it, as it always looks a little bit better once you demask it. Gets rid of that yellow masking tape. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's sort of an advance for beginners, but it just gives you a look into painting something like that. Gives you something to look forward to and just shows you a way of painting it. In them time lapses you can see how I sort of go around a portrait. But like I say, once you break it down to shapes and things like that and just work a little area at a time, it becomes quite easy guys. So I just want to say a big shout out to all the new subscribers and welcome aboard, and a big shout out to all the regulars that are leaving the comments guys. It's much appreciated. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. This was episode 6 and we'll move on to episode 7. It'll be something just a little bit easier. We'll start knocking back a couple of stages and we'll do some easier pieces and then we can advance up and down the scale as we go along. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe, press that notification, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers guys.